Some situations are just so bizarre they leave you feeling a sense of Erklärungsnot, which in German is explanation poverty. Basically, something so confusing that you're confused at how to even begin explaining it, which is why today I am on the NPR website reading a brilliant article in the national news from October 1st, 2021, about how a ninja with a sword attacked a US Army Special Operations unit in California.
What? What the fuck?
Yes, you read that right. You heard that right. The guy trying to use German words to sound fancy is about to tell you how a fucking ninja attacked a group of Spec Ops US Army units in California. So, right up here on screen, and probably the thumbnail, and whenever I get into GIMP and make that because I'm a masochist, here's a sword used in an assault by a man dressed as a ninja. I love how absolutely chipped it is. He had to have done something severe to this poor sword to merit that kind of damage. Like to imagine he was blocking the bullets, and we'll get into that. So let's go ahead and just get into the article, cut to the fucking chase. It seems unlikely, but it did indeed happen. A man wearing full ninja garb attacked members of a U.S. Army Special Operations unit in the middle of the night in California's desert, setting off a scramble for safety and resulting in at least 2 injuries, according to police and other records. The incident itself occurred a little after 1 a.m. on September 18th when authorities in Ridgecrest, California got word of a sword-wielding man dressed as a ninja on the loose at the Inyokern Airport in Kern County, north of Los Angeles. Kern County Sheriff's deputies found the suspect had assaulted a victim at the scene with the sword and had thrown a rock through a hangar window, hitting an additional victim in the head. That's impressive. Legitimately, to be able to throw a rock with such force that it not only busts the window, but also just fucking clobbers somebody in the skull. Do you imagine getting knocked out by some dude dressed as a ninja with a sword throwing a rock at you? Jeez. Now, the attack itself came without any warning. The victims are members of the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, SOAR, according to the Stars and Stripes newspaper, which states that the military personnel were at the airport as part of training exercises. And it seems that they had not done enough because they were incapable of taking down a man with a samurai sword. The incident report quickly drew attention after it was posted on Instagram. It describes how a staff sergeant was smoking a late-night cigarette near an airport hangar when an unknown person in full ninja garb approached him with a question. "Do you know who I am?" the man asked. The sergeant responded, "No, I don't know." "Do you know where my family is?" the man asked. The sergeant again said, "No, I don't know. Go back to your mother's basement." And then the person in the ninja garb began to slash at him with a katana. The report states that, adding that the sergeant's leg and phone were struck. After being cut in the leg and his phone being hit with the samurai sword, the sergeant ran, jumped a fence, and reached a building where he joined others from his company. As he and the captain locked the doors and called 911, the assailant kicked and punched doors and windows, according to the report, which has redacted the service members' names. The Ridgecrest Police Department blotter entry from that night says a report came in at 1:19 a.m. of a suspect in a ninja outfit complete with a sword at Inyokern Airport, and the report cited at least 1 victim. More than 20 minutes after the initial contact, the blotter says a 911 call came from someone at the airport saying 26 special operation members were hunkered down in a hangar wondering where help is. Believe it or not, the ninja did not obey deputies' orders. The police officers located the ninja suspect on a nearby road, but the man refused to follow commands and brandished the sword at deputies. The sheriff's office said. They also said projectile rounds were used, but were ineffective. I love how perfectly vague that sentence is, because we don't know how these projectile rounds were used. We just know that they were ineffective. Did they shoot rubber bullets at him and he just walked that off? They try shooting at him and he just fucking dodged it? We'll never know. All we know is some deranged Giga Chad with a samurai sword terrorized the special operations units in California and California police departments, which I love. We need more of that even. Now, when deputies used a taser on him, he did drop the sword, and deputies were able to take him into custody. He was identified as Gino Riviera, aged 35. Riviera was arrested for attempted homicide, assault with a deadly weapon, brandishing a weapon with the intent to resist or prevent an arrest, along with vandalism, obstructing or delaying a peace officer in the performance of their duties, and probably some other minor crimes that aren't worth saying because they're just fucking word soup. Both the sergeant and the captain required stitches for their wounds, but were cleared to return to duty, the incident report says. The 160th SOAR's missions include using helicopters to insert Navy SEAL teams and other special operators. It trains for night missions, as some of its operators take place under cover of darkness or very early in the morning. The soldiers at Inyokern were attached to the regiment's 2nd Battalion, which uses Chinook and Black Hawk assault helicopters as well as Grey Eagle drones. The battalion is based in Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and they are no match for a man with a samurai sword. Isn't that great? Gino Riviera, aged 35. What an absolute legend. Is this the weirdest thing you've heard today? Probably. The last few years have just been a fever dream driven on by nothing but the sheer fucking confusion of everything that's been happening. So really, even though this one is super weird, it's probably flown under the radar of, the world falling apart. Or at least it looks like it is. So yeah. That's your weird little bit of news for the day, for the week, for the month. I don't know when I'm going to do another video like this. But if you're new here and you made it this far, go ahead and just subscribe. It's completely free. You can undo it later if you fucking hate my guts for whatever reason. And it helps a guy support his dreams. I'm just trying to do this for a living. I'm trying to live a good life. And YouTube is a good way to do that. So if you could help me, I could appreciate that greatly. But until next time, have a great time. Memento Mori.